She says, "Don't worry," before the question is finished, and the other side stops asking. The sentence never gets completed, but a decision does. Silence. You're listening to Hearing the Silence. I'm the Chameleon. I don't chase noise. I study silence. Today, a short, composite gel call where reassurance is the dominant instrument of influence. I'll keep the facts minimal. What matters is how the words are used and what they quietly ask of the listener. Listen to this micro-exchange, paraphrased from the recording. Hear the spacing, the drop into silence, the way comfort interrupts a question. Caller, don't worry. Listener, what do you mean? Caller, I got this, babe, it's fine. The question dies. The listener nods away over the line. The pace changes. Small scene, 2 short sentences, 1 long effect. That's what makes this tactic effective. Economy. A single soft reassurance can redirect an entire exchange. What happens next in the call matters. After the soothing, a request follows, not blunt, but folded in. Can you run this for me, or just handle it? The prior comfort reduces the chance of a refusal. Comfort buys a door that gratitude walks through. Listen, there are 3 moves layered beneath those phrases. First, a transfer of responsibility. I got this. Verbally takes weight off the listener's shoulders. Second, a test of loyalty. Soft words measure whether the listener will accept the transfer. Third, an implied cost. Later requests or expectations arrive framed as small favors, because the listener already feels obliged. Each move is subtle. Each relies on timing. I'll stop using numbered lists. That sounded like an outline. Instead, imagine the reassurance as a foothold is placed at the start of a climb. Once in, it changes the angle of every step. Language choices matter. Present tense certainty. It's fine. We're good. Creates an immediate anchor. Future promises. I'll take care of it. Defer evaluation. Pet names and diminutives. Babe. Relax. Soften resistance. Together they make a persuasive grammar. But let's be cautious. Not every comfort is strategic. Sincere reassurance is usually boxed with specifics. Who will act, by when, and what checks exist. Strategic reassurance stays vague. It leans on rhythm, not evidence. How do you tell the difference in real time? Turn a soft line into a moment of accountability. When you hear, "I'll handle it," ask plainly, when exactly and who will you call? Say those words. They force concrete answers. If a favor follows, use a simple conditional. I'll help if you confirm X by Y. That phrasing turns vague comfort into a negotiated exchange. It makes the transaction visible. Another practical move. Pause. Silence is underused. Replying immediately often accepts the terms laid down. A deliberate pause, "Let me check," or "I'll think about it," creates friction. When speech is the only currency, delay is resistance. There are behavioral clues that push probability towards strategy rather than sincerity. Repetition that appears exactly when compliance is needed. Vague promises without timelines. Comfort followed by requests that mostly benefit the speaker. Those patterns increase the odds that reassurance is doing work beneath the surface. Let me give you 2 short examples from the composite. Example 1. A caller says, "It's fine," seriously, then, after a pause, asks the listener to pick up a package. The listener hesitates. The caller repeats the calming line, shorter, clipped, more insistent. The request passes. Example 2. A different caller promises, "I'll sort it next week," but never names a day. Weeks pass. That vagueness protected the speaker, not the listener. Those examples show a pattern. Comfort creates momentum. Momentum favors the speaker's timeline. What you listen for is not malice in a single line, but the sequence, the rehearsal, soothe, promise, ask, repeat. Recipients have tactical options. 1. Demand specifics: who, when, how. 2. Ask for reciprocity: what will the speaker do in return? 3. Set a firm boundary: I can only help if X is done by Y. These are small moves, but they collapse the softness into a decision. There's a risk in this analysis, mislabeling comfort as manipulation. I don't want to flatten human kindness into cynicism. So always weigh consistency. Does the comfort line up with follow-through? If reassurance is repeatedly unaccompanied by action, the pattern speaks louder than any single apology. A quick checklist you can carry in your head: specificity, reciprocity, persistence. Specificity: ask for the who and when. Reciprocity: is something given back? Persistence: does the calming reappear when compliance is needed? If 2 or more boxes are checked, treat comfort as a tactic and respond accordingly. We're not policing empathy. We're learning to hear influence. In restricted conversations, jail calls, guarded interviews, constrained emails, words must carry much of the work of persuasion. Comfort is often the softest, most efficient tool available. Before we close, one practical phrase to keep. When you hear a vague promise, say, okay, who exactly will do that and by when? Put it gently. It's a short sentence that demands detail. It turns kindness into accountability. Is the truth in what is said? That question isn't an accusation. It's an invitation to compare comfort and consequence, to notice whether soothing words meet the same standards we'd use for any claim. The phone call has ended. The investigation hasn't. Thank you for listening to The Chameleon Hearing the Silence. Until our next analysis, every pause leaves fingerprints.
They call it manipulation. Sometimes it's adaptation to constant observation. Because when you know someone's always listening, you learn how to speak without saying everything.